Day trading is straight up gambling, but that doesn't mean you can't make consistent profits. Let me explain. By definition, gambling is taking a risk for potential gain. Most day traders don't like the association with gambling. They'll tell you that they do all this market analysis, that they understand the risk of what they're doing, that they're making very targeted decisions. And that's true. But the thing is, these are also the same things that professional gamblers and professional poker players in this example are doing. The best day traders and the best gamblers, the best poker players understand their odds of success at every stage of the game they're playing, and they use that to their advantage. Day traders can learn a lot from professional poker players, and in this video, I'll go over 5 of the biggest lessons that we can take away. But first, let's look at amateur day traders and amateur poker players and identify how they're making identical mistakes. Both chase their losses. Amateur day traders lose a trade and they have this tendency to get into another trade, even when it doesn't match their rules. Amateur gamblers do the same thing. They make a loss and they try to make it back on the next one. Both ignore bankroll management. Worst day traders and the worst gamblers will blow all of their money on things they consider sure thing setups. There's no such thing. Neither amateur day traders or amateur gamblers are in control of their emotions. In trading, we call it revenge trading. In poker, it's called going on tilt. It's the same thing. We have to be in control of our emotions. Both lack a systematic approach, an edge. Amateur day traders trade by feel. I think this is going to go up. I think this is going to go down. Amateur gamblers, amateur poker players also play by feel. In both scenarios, this doesn't work consistently over the long term. You might get some wins, but you're going to lose long term. Day traders and poker players make a lot of the same mistakes, and that's because both games boil down to pattern recognition and probability math. So what are the professionals doing different, and how can day traders learn from poker players at the top levels? Lesson number 1 is think in probabilities. Professional poker players memorize pre-flop odd charts the same way that professional day traders know market analysis. This is really the exact same thing. The best poker players and the best day traders have a pretty good idea of their odds of success at any point in the game. A professional poker player might know that pocket jacks has a 75% equity over a random hand, and a professional day trader might know that their setup has been back tested to be a 60% success rate. What this boils down to is this is not gut feeling. This is all based on math and probability. They're making decisions based on statistics and on their calculated edges. To this point, professional poker players know that over the course of thousands and thousands of hands, they are going to lose. They call this having bad beats. Sometimes even pocket aces will lose, but if you correctly play pocket aces every single time, more often than not, you're going to win and you're going to profit. The best poker players and the best day traders know that statistically speaking, the best setups will lose sometimes. So stop trying to predict this next hand, this next trade. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. What matters is the next 1,000 hands, the next 1,000 trades. If you consistently execute your edge, you will profit long term. The difference between a professional and an amateur isn't whether they're gambling, it's if they've turned their gambling into a math problem. Lesson number 2, emotional control. Professional poker players have mastered what they call tilt control. That means even after bad beats, even after bad hands, after a losing streak, they know when to walk away from the table, they know when to stop playing. They have strict rules for when to walk away. The difference between a professional and an amateur isn't having an emotion, it's letting their emotions dictate how they play. Pros recognize when they're compromised and have predetermined exit strategies. Day traders can learn this same discipline. Recognize when you're revenge trading, recognize when your emotions are getting the best of you, and leave. Log out, go for a walk. You don't need to trade that day, and in fact, every trade you don't take is probably saving you money. Develop specific rules for when to stop trading. Maybe it's at 2 consecutive losses, maybe it's at a predetermined daily limit, maybe it's just when you feel yourself getting angry. Here's the insight. Both types of pros understand that making good decisions when we're emotional is practically impossible. Instead of trying to fight emotions, they remove themselves from needing to make these decisions when they know they're not being rational. Lesson 3 is bankroll management. Every poker player is different, but most professionals have at least 50 buy-ins for their bankroll. What that means is they could, in theory, buy into 50 card games and lose every single one before they're out of money to play. The general advice for day traders is never to risk more than 1 or 2% of your total account balance on any one trade. So really, this is pretty similar. By that logic, you should be able to lose between 50 and 100 trades before you're out of money. Any kind of setup you have that loses 50 to 100 times in a row is not a good setup. There are very, very few poker players or day traders who have gone broke from consistently betting 1 or 2% of their bankroll per game or per trade. People go broke when they gamble and they spend half of their allotted money on a single trade. Even the best setups will fail. We need to look at our money management in much the same way that these professional poker players are and understand that we are going to lose. So we need to be thinking about the next 100 trades and not just this particular trade we're in. Lesson 4 is record keeping and analysis. The best poker players are analyzing every game. They're looking at the hands they played, the hands they won, the hands they lost, and they're looking at not even just the hands that they've played, but also their decision making. Were they making good decisions? Even if they lost this particular game or didn't do well, they might come away understanding that they still played that game correctly. They might also have a game that they won and decide, I really just got lucky there. I shouldn't have won that game, and if I continue to play poker in this way, I will lose more than I win. Day traders are the exact same. We need to look at every trade and identify if we won, if we lost, and whether we won or we lost, was our decision making appropriate? We need to ask ourselves questions like, did I follow my strategy? Was this my exact setup? Did I execute everything the way that I know I should? Did I execute these things the same way I was backtesting? When things don't go well, what went wrong? Did I get emotional? Did I not recognize my setup? Did I act too early? Did I act too late? If I won, did I just get lucky? If this was a losing trade, was it a bad beat? Did I do everything right and just, I'm gonna lose sometimes? Or did I lose this trade because I didn't follow my process? In the same way that professional poker players analyze their games, professional day traders analyze their trades. They keep a trade journal. And the goal here isn't really to be right more often. The goal is to identify your leaks, to identify when you don't follow your process and fix that before they become expensive habits. Lesson 5 is adapt to conditions. Professional poker players study their opponents and adapt their playstyle accordingly. The best professional day traders look at the markets and they adapt their strategy accordingly, or they use different strategies. The same strategies that work great in trending markets aren't going to work as well when the market is consolidating. Professional poker players don't play the same way against tight players the same way they do against loose and aggressive players. Day traders can take that same lesson and apply strategies that will work best for the market conditions. Professional poker players and professional day traders are using the same skill set. It's pattern matching and probability math. And the best of them are doing this with strict emotional discipline and risk management. Most day traders want to distance themselves from gambling. I understand what they're saying. But I think the best lesson here is to understand what the best profitable risk takers are doing, learn from them, and apply that to our own systems. Both day trading and playing poker is hopefully profitable risk taking. Do what the pros do. Stop trying to predict the future. Focus on process, probabilities, and discipline. That's how you turn risk taking into a profitable business. So what do you think? Do you think day traders can learn from gamblers? Do you think it's the same thing? Do you think day trading is absolutely not gambling? I'd love to know. Leave a comment, let me know. If you liked this video or you learned something, click like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.